Hey everyone, it's Mario Time 1000 and welcome back to the second video in the 2018 Diecast collection series thing. If this is your first episode, I'll take you back briefly. In the last one we looked at the 2018 Sauber C37 of Marcus Ericsson, and if this is the first time you're watching this my channel or something, I am trying to collect every single 2018 F1 diecast. Not every 2018 diecast release, I mean diecast for every car and every driver, which is obviously the same. Some of you might be wondering why 2018. There definitely are more interesting seasons in terms of drivers and cars and liveries and such. And the simple fact is that 2018 is the easiest season to collect for. There's only 20 cars. There's only 10 teams, so 20 cars. And all the drivers that started the season finished the season. So, like 2017, we had Hartley come in, Gasly come in, Paul di Resta, Jenson Button. I don't know if they made a diecast for Paul di Resta or something like that, but that's just one reason. Like, if they didn't make a diecast for that, you could technically never have the full thing. So, it's nice. But today, we are looking at the Minichamps double pack for both Toro Rosso Hondas of 2018. This is a pretty cool thing. I didn't even know this was a thing. And on the back, it's got an exclusive for ckmodelcars.de. So it's a German website. They actually did give me a magazine. So hold on, I'll be right back. I'll show that off, I guess. Here's the magazine. I guess you could say this is the first ad I've ever done. This is not the website I mentioned in the last video where I said, oh, I found this website where you can buy F1 diecast and stuff and I'm going to use it. This is not that. Hope this isn't like copyrighted or something. But yeah, they got a whole ton of stuff in here. I'm not going to like go too in depth on it. I think it's out of focus and stuff. Camel Bennington. Epic Tyrrell. Got a lot of Tyrrells for some reason. I have no idea why. These are the only modern day F1 cars that are in this, and they're the Barago 1/18 scale stuff. Don't know if I'll be getting those, because they got pictures. These are the 20. No, that's a 2017 car, I think. No, yeah, it is, because the front wing's different. But yeah, got a lot of neat stuff in here, and they're not that expensive. Well, obviously they're in euros, so I don't really know conversion rate, but check this out right here, like 9 euros for, I think that's euros. I sound like a moron if it isn't, but got a lot of Ferraris here. But yeah, that sort of derailed this video, but I don't know, you can check out the website if you want. Amazingly, this isn't in German, the catalog, although it is a German diecast or a German website. Alright, back to the video at hand. I just wanted to show that off. I got this on eBay, though. This is not actually in that catalog, so yeah. Limited edition. I assume this means that only 99 of these were ever made, so I've got a pretty rare double pack on my hands here. Maybe I shouldn't even open it, because it seems pretty exclusive, but I am going to open it for the sake of the video. This is a Minichamps diecast. You can get the Toro Rossos in the Spark variant, which I should have done because it would have been cheaper. A Spark diecast is about $80. Minichamps range, if you want Mercedes or Red Bull, they're $80, but any other team is about $120. But I'd say for the price I paid for this, I got a pretty good deal on it because let's just say it was less than what it would cost to get 2 regular Minichamps, but won't go beyond that. This is a really interesting box. I've shown it off quite a bit. I'm going to definitely keep the box in this one. I know I've said I'm going to take the bases off, these cars off the bases from now on. I don't know. Interesting thing though, shiny plastic bait didn't come out with the case, so it's cool. But yeah, very interesting box. I said I didn't like the Minichamps boxes as much in the last video, And primarily the reason is because it's got this back base, this back piece of cardboard that you can't see the diecast from all angles in. But that's not a huge deal. So, I'm about to take it out of the case. The two Toro Rosso Honda F1 car things, Pierre Gasly and Brendan Hartley. That's the first time I'm actually mentioned their names in the video. Is there tape on this? Oh, it's coming off. Very fragile these Minichamps are. If you remember the last year, I do have a Minichamps Toro Rosso that we will look at. See, it's back there. Here are the die-casts. A little close up. These are two. There's two of these though, so I can't get super close. We will look at these one-on-one in a sec though. Here is Pierre Gasly. And here is Brendan Hartley. And on the back, you've got 10 and 28. I don't know what race is from. Austria? I'm only saying Austria because of the curbs back here. The only other race I could think where they raced together was China, and I don't think they would want a picture of them together in China because they were both backwards. But here are the 2018 Scuderia Toro Rosso 13, as the little thing reminds me of. They look pretty good, but we're going to have to take them off the base. I guess we could take a look at the underside of this. Minichamps, of course. I assume this is, let's get the card out. Right here, there's white bits here. Oh, the diecast grazed the table. I'm a little worried because these were extremely expensive. So I'm going to take these off the base and we are going to look at them one by one. So I will be back. And we are back. It is Gasly up first because he definitely was the lead driver at Toro Rosso for 2018. I know if you follow my channel, you know that I talk endlessly pretty much about the camera mount on there, the color of it, and how that denotes what driver you are. I'd say this is definitely an exception because Gasly has the yellow one, but he definitely was not the second driver. I definitely should get a light because this car is pretty dark. The Toro Rosso 13, just going around here slowly because it's very fragile, of course. It's a Minichamps diecast, and we're going to look at the spark in comparison, but looking at it up close, it's extremely nice. Really great livery on this car. They changed it last season for the better because, in my opinion, Toro Rosso's livery prior to 2017 was pretty bleh. Wasn't that good. Got the Honda logo there, right there. I don't know what's, for whatever reason, seeing Honda on an F1 car is just so cool. I don't know why. Maybe it's because, you know, usually with F1 cars, you've got really, really expensive car brands making engines like Mercedes. Obviously, they don't make a car that I could buy, and I don't see a whole lot of Mercedes. I guess that's not technically correct. Ferrari, I can't buy a Ferrari. Renault, I can't buy, but that's because they don't sell them in America. So yeah, but Honda, I could buy a Honda. So I don't know. Maybe it's seeing such a car. I don't know. I can't even say recognizable because, you know, Ferrari, Mercedes, they're recognizable. But seeing such a brand that I could buy on an F1 car is kind of cool. So yeah, very nice that they are going to be on more cars. The carbon fiber detail on this is just incredible. Like, you can see it right there. It's so much better than the Spark. I'll get a hard-up comparison there too. One thing I did notice, because I did look at this outside of the box, or inside of the box, the halo, it is actually a different piece. The winglet up here, it is actually a separate piece. These Minichamps diecast do not screw around. They The detail on this is amazing. The barge board area, you can't really see it that well, but if I shine it in the light a little bit better, it's so detailed. Like, the detail on these are incredible. They are very pricey, these Minichamps diecast, but you're really getting a good deal on there. So we got the Honda on the side. I really like that they put the Honda there. It just fits so well, I think. The Organics Cola and tonic water, I assume, if you're... No, I guess we shouldn't delve there. We've got the rear diffuser and the exhaust area. Looks so very, very nice. And of course, number 10 for Gasly, also driven by Kamui Kobayashi. And interesting that in 2018, the 5th season of drivers being able to choose their numbers, they are already doing repeats. Of course, we've got the soft tire on. Traditional, pretty much, always on the soft tire. We've got the radio antennas. There's 2 on there. You can see the little black one right in front of the halo. I will not break those off, I promise, though it is tempting to keep tradition. I'm just kidding, of course, because that would be bad. We'll take a look at, for the Gasly, we will compare it with the Spark Marcus Ericsson, just to sort of do a details test, sort of. I guess before I do that, I should also talk about the floor. Very, very nice. Feels super good. Feels really sturdy, actually, which I'm glad. I feel like the floor has a little bit of flex in it. I'm not going to do it because I feel like I could definitely still break it, but it's definitely nice feeling. Underside, we've got the board, classic board, Minichamps at the top, and Toro Rosso Honda STR13 2018. I guess I should have signed it in the light a little better. Lighting in here is terrible. For that, I do apologize, but really great looking diecast. Do a hard up comparison with the Spark one as our 2018 grid grows bigger. I think the biggest thing, you won't really be able to see it on camera, but the biggest detail would be the carbon fiber. I'll go up close. So you take a look at the suspension. It just looks so much better. I don't know if it... Yep, it's still got the texture there, so they didn't just paint it up to look like it and not give it the texture. So, very nice. So, I mean, I obviously don't have another Toro Rosso... I don't have a Spark Toro Rosso to look at. But, yeah. But either way, you are getting 2 very, very incredible diecasts. They're incredibly well detailed. Really good. I guess we could take a look at the driver last, and then we'll move on from Gasly. Great season, by the way. I haven't really mentioned the driving. Well, I mean, I guess it was a great season for him. Not really the team, I guess you could say. They finished 9th. They got beat by Sauber. Leclerc really drove the Sauber. Gasly had some troubles. They had a lot of engine penalties. Obviously, Honda still is Honda. But I think they've done some pretty good developments, and next season will be pretty good. And obviously, Gasly, Toro Rosso are changing their lineup completely next season. Gasly is going to the senior Red Bull team, and Hartley is going. I don't know where, but not F1. But yeah, great season. I think the highlight of their season was unfortunate. It was unfortunately in the second race of the season, but it was a great 4th place effort, and that's really something. Not regular in the points, but when he did, they were pretty good. 6th in Hungary. I think he got 7th or something somewhere. But yeah, really good season, really great car. And now, we will move on to the Brendan Hartley diecast, which will be the same, pretty much. But, I don't know why I said pretty much. It's the same. But, yeah, we will move on to that. And now we have Brendan Hartley, the number 28 For Toro Rosso, interestingly enough, another number that has already been used since 2014, and I actually did not plan on this, but I actually have the car down here. Will Stevens, number 28, interesting. Yeah, already used, but I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. There are only so many numbers you can choose from. You're bound to pick one that someone already has done, and someone didn't do particularly well in the number 28, so maybe give it a name to remember. But Brendan Hartley didn't do amazing in 2017 or 2018 compared to Gasly, but I still think he did fairly well at the end of the season. But he was pretty consistent. He was faster than Gasly. I'll let you look at the floor a little bit more because I thought this was a really great detail on this. But if you really look at it, it wasn't that great of a season. He scored points in Baku and also, I think, in Germany and the USA. But interesting thing about the German Grand Prix and the United States Grand Prix is that he got those positions from penalties. He inherited the points position in Germany of 10th and inherited of 9th in the United States because of the double disqualification. But you gotta take them as you go. I don't know. Overall, the results just say 10th and 9th for those races, so you'd really never know if you didn't remember the race or looked up the classification for the race because you didn't remember if he actually finished 10th in that race. But nevertheless, this is still the same car. Obviously, we could take a look at the driver detail. Obviously, it is different because he has a different helmet because he is a different driver, believe it or not. And that halo detail, though, that really is, that's pretty incredible, actually. I really didn't think they were going to make a separate piece for that. The winglet at the top. Of course, it did fall off in the United States, I think, was the race where it fell off during the practice session. Got the 28, Honda Hybrid. Same thing on the bottom because it didn't say the driver name on the bottom. I'm not even going to attempt to flip that over again, but really it's the same exact diecast. But still nice to have because obviously you want your favorite driver, and not everyone would be trying to get every F1 diecast, and not everyone would be able to get this double pack because it obviously was not made in a large quantity. So, yeah, very nice. Okay, so for Brendan Hartley, I'm going to do a comparison of last year's Toro Rosso, the STR13, which I have up the back here. It is also a Minichamps diecast. It was sitting on a Spark board, but it is a Minichamps diecast. You can see the livery is very much the same. It's actually identical. The only thing that's different is the car shape and, well, the driver and, well, everything. But you can see that the front wing and the nose is very different. Toro Rosso decided to take on this a bit more cliche, I'd say, front wing where they got the little end here. A lot of teams run this. I think in 2017, Mercedes and Toro Rosso were probably the only ones that had the rounded front wing design. Maybe there were more. Maybe there were definitely not less. So I'm not even going to finish that. One problem with this diecast I've had is that the front wing is broken off twice and it just sits on a shelf. So really, every time I move it, it's difficult. Obviously, no halo on this car because it is a 2017 diecast driven by Kvyat. I did a video on this if you so desperately want to see that. It was with my better camera, so it is a better video. One thing that they have on this car that I don't think is on there is on the barge boards. They actually put the front of the R on there because it was covered up. I don't think I saw that on this diecast, so I think they rectified that. Now it goes back. One thing I do like about this diecast compared to last year's is where they put the Honda logo. Obviously, this was a Renault-powered car in 2017, but it was badged as Toro Rosso engines because obviously Red Bull and Renault do not get along. And I like how they use this, just this red line detail that served the purpose of showing Red Bull's red color. And I like how they integrated that into the engine supplier. I like how they use that space for something. It's pretty cool that they did that. The rear wings, the logos for your tonic cola or whatever the fudge. The tonic water isn't on the 2017 car, and the rear wing, it looks more like the 2016 rear wing, I believe. I think the 2016 rear wing had this design, and then they changed it. And obviously, the shark fin more pronounced on this diecast than this one. And obviously, you come with that, you have the steeper actual back to the car, where this one is a little bit more rounded because the shark fin had to do regulation stuff. I don't know. Something dumb like that. The backs of the cars, they are pretty much the same length. Just going around here slowly so you can take a look at these. Very nice diecasts, the both of them. And Brendan Hartley did race in the 2017 Toro Rosso. You can get a 2017 Toro Rosso with Brendan Hartley in it. It is 28. I did look in the Sauber video. I mentioned, oh, you could buy 5 Toro Rossos or whatever. I did do some research on that. I don't think there is a diecast for when he raced the 39 at the United States Grand Prix, but I could be wrong. Take a look at the rear wing right there. It's exactly the same. It's literally exactly the same. But yeah, overall, it's a very, very good diecast there. Of course, we've got the halo on the 2018 car. You can take a look at both of them constructors, baby. Yeah, it was a rough season, but they made it. And now they've got Kvyat back. That could be interesting. I really hope he does well. He is my favorite F1 driver. But I don't know, because Toro Rosso is a junior team. They're not going out for wins. I don't think they're going to win anytime soon. So it'll be interesting. Very interesting season it could be for them. And they've got Alexander Abin. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. I don't really even know who he is. And I don't think anyone really knows who he is, because he's an F3 driver, isn't he? GP3. Did he race in F2? That could be an interesting one. But before we end the video, I think we have to look at what our 2018 grid looks like so far. So we've got, I'll put Gasly up front, Hartley in third, and we've got Marcus Ericsson in second. So we are building up a grid, a decent grid of cars. We've got 3 of them so far. And next time, we will add a few more, because I've got this right here, and the back for the entire video has been the other one. So, next time on Super Mario Time 1000 Adventure, we are going to be looking at the Barago 143 scale Ferraris for 2018. I hope you liked the video, and I will see you guys in the next one.